If we don't stand up against censorship, then everybody's subject to getting censored. These artists who came in who wanted to help, one of them says to me, we can't sign our name to this mural. We're always trying to get commissions from the city, and if we sign our name to this controversial mural, it might not happen. And I said, well, there's the door. Barbara Carrasco. I was an employee of the Community Redevelopment Agency. One of the architects approached me and asked me if I would be interested in doing a mural. I don't know, right away I thought, well, the history of LA would be a really good idea. I came here, Natural History Museum, and I asked if I could look through images that would relate to the history of LA.
The mural we're working on is LA History, A Mexican Perspective by Barbara Carrasco. Unlike most murals, this was painted onto 43 separate panels, which is going to be accessible to anyone in the museum's new Welcome Center, free of charge. There are many reasons why the museum should showcase this mural. The mural was initially carried out as a community project.
The first thing I did is I asked Glenna Avila if she could assist me in getting kids to work on the mural. We got 17 kids to work on the mural through the Summer Youth Employment Program. All the kids really got into it. I grew up like them. Those are kids that nobody wants to hire. They have tattoos or they come from, broken homes. And then there was one panel, but I told them that was their panel that they could just write all the graffiti on.
So we saw it.
On the back?
It's on the back. It's over there.
Oh, it's over there. Oh my God, I haven't seen that in years. And then I would bring them to the meetings, all the meetings with the CRA where they were saying for me to eliminate this and eliminate that. Like with the Japanese internment, they said the Japanese don't want to be reminded of the internment camps. These are 12 white men on the board. I go, yeah, excuse me, how do you know? Let's go ask the Japanese community. I think it's an integral part of mural making. If it's public, you involve the public. Before the mural was taken out of City Hall, I got a letter from the Community Redevelopment Agency that I have to cease work on the mural. So the mural is not finished. No part of the mural is finished. This is all actually LA history. It's not my interpretation of the history. I think it's a shame that any part was even questioned. I asked Cesar Chavez if I could put it in his farmworker headquarters in Keene, California. It was there for many, many years, until Barack Obama deemed it a national monument.
The mural is essentially a giant acrylic painting. For that reason, we wanted to bring in a specialist who would be particularly familiar with how to best protect the painted surface.
What we're trying to do in the cleaning and the conservation of this work is to bring it back to its soundest form. We're leaving little paint splatters that happened while it was being painted.
This was bothering me just looking at this. That's like a water droplet.
But to us, it's like part of the process. It shows that there were many hands and it was people were working on this large scale.
We don't want it to look brand new. It's not the same painting it was when it was painted in 1982. What we want to have happen when it's on the wall, you see the painting as it was through a veil of its own history. This area was never finished. We're preserving that information. We would never take it on ourselves to complete the work of the artist.
I think it's great that the museum wants to show it like that, because this is part of what really happened.
Oil paint you can make by taking pigment, the colored material, and grinding it with linseed or walnut oil, and you've got paint. Acrylics are much, much more complicated. When an acrylic painting is exposed to light, that fatty material dissolves back into the acrylic paint layer. These have been stored in the dark for a number of years.
We came up with a cleaning solution that's perfectly tailored to clean off the dirt but protect the acrylic paint.
The challenges of cleaning a mural this large are simply a matter of scale. Typically with smaller paintings, we'll use cotton swabs on a stick and roll the surface very carefully. That becomes impractical for something the size of a mural. So we're going to use foam rollers. It's not a difference in care. or a difference in respect, it's a difference in scale.
Random stuff can be deposited, and so we call those accretions. Sometimes there's also things that are harder, like wood chips or glue, and so in that case, like we use a scalpel to scrape them off, also making sure to be careful and not to damage the painting.
We in paint and we're using synthetic watercolors. They are reversible. They can be removed with water, so our retouch can be removed at any time. That's one of the tenets of conservation, that whatever you do can be undone.
I was really excited and grateful for the opportunity to work on the mural just because of my history as a Latina and a Chicana, also a second generation Angelino, being familiar with Carrasco's history and the history of the Chicano movement. I think it's important for an institution within LA, especially a Natural History Museum, to embrace a work of art, to see the visual representation of what it means to be and come from LA and live in LA.
It's just wonderful. I mean, I am extremely grateful that it's here, you know, for generations to appreciate. I love this museum. For it to wind up here, to me, it's a really wonderful thing.